It seems obvious that if you're going to talk about Christmas in southern Indiana, you'd start at Santa Claus, Indiana. That is, unless you didn't know about Santa Claus, Indiana. Strap on your seatbelt for a crash course in Christmassy things. Organized in 1854 as Santa Fe, Indiana, trouble showed up when the town tried to get a post office in 1856 and learned there was already a Santa Fe, Indiana. The town scrambled to come up with a new name. Meetings were held, and somehow Santa Claus, Indiana was the result. There's lots of good legends about how this came about, but I can imagine it sounded similar to Santa Fe, and they ran with it. To this day, this is the only town in the world with a Santa Claus post office. As you might imagine, children all over the world heard about this post office and started sending mail. A lot of mail. Here at the Santa Claus Village, the original post office still stands. In 1914, the postmaster started answering every child's letter to Santa as Santa's first elf, and that tradition continues to this day. If a child is here at the village, they can sit at these desks and write a letter to Santa. Behind this door is a special place where Santa's elves receive mail from children all over the world. Santa Claus has wonderful elves that volunteer their time each year. In fact, over 100 people help each season to make sure every single child is personally answered. It's not just a form letter. Over 22,000 letters are received and answered each year, at a cost of over $10,000 in postage. All of this is possible by kind-hearted volunteers and donations. If that doesn't warm your heart, I don't know what will. Behind the historic post office is the Santa Claus Museum. Inside are letters from children that date back to the 1930s. But this is perhaps the most interesting document they have. It's where the Santa Claus post office was chartered. And signed at the bottom, Nicholas Fisher. Hello, as in Saint Nick? Coincidence? You be the judge. The museum has Santa Claus artifacts, from early toys to the town's early beginnings. And behind the little girl and Santa is the original Santa Claus backdrop from where Santa started coming to town each year and sitting with children. This definitely has a magical quality to it. And also here, the fabled naughty and nice lists. You probably know where you stand without even looking. Across the way is a historic church. Inside, it brings back memories of those Sundays leading up to Christmas. Singing Silent Night, and all the anticipation you had as a child. And finally, there's a huge Santa up on the hill. It's one of the biggest Santa Claus statues in the entire world. Built in 1935, it is 22 feet tall, and you can see it all the way from the road. At the base of the statue are some tender sentiments, embodying the ideals of Christmas. You get the sense that this is really where Santa and the spirit of Christmas live. And you know, you'd be right.